What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Gray Media. This is Josh here, checking in on you out there. I just realized I don't actually know where you live. I have no idea. Where are you checking in from? Where did you find me? Wherever you're at out there in YouTube land, I hope that you are doing good. I did not forget about you. I said I was going to hit you every day, but the weekends, you know how it goes, man. To do a video over every single movie that I watch in October, it would be extremely fucking taxing. But I'm just going to kind of do like a little wrap up with you. And then I'm going to show off is a bad term. I'm going to go over the review copy that I got from the movie room of the Innkeepers that it's pretty legit, man. I mean, we're going to get into that. So let's just kind of do a little catch up. What I've been up to. Well, over the weekend, I watched a bunch of horror movies. I watched horror movies all last weekend. You know what I want to do, to be real, is I want to read some horror stories. I want to read a horror novel. I don't know. Like when you watch horror movies all the time, it's hard to find the right mood. And that's really kind of what this wrap up video has. It's really kind of what we're talking about is I've got these titles, and as you can see, I'm going to zoom in for a second. I have some movies that were not crossed off. So in October, dude, I'm a fucking psycho. If I don't watch until the credits show up on the screen, I don't count it. It doesn't matter. So that's why sometimes you'll see me, like, I'll take a movie, I'm in the shower and I've got it playing on a tablet with the Bluetooth speaker. I watch horror movies all the time, and I need to make sure that I give the movie my time. If I'm not going to pay attention, I'm not going to mark it off the list. So Hell House and Burnt Offering, they have about 10 minutes left. I'm not marking them off until I get there. And then number 10, that would have been Saturday night, I believe. No, that was Friday night. Would have been In the Mouth of Madness, but I did not have my personal copy because I was waiting for the 4K to come out. Guess what? It is here. It is in my possession from my buddies over at the Valoria Video. Tony over there. So you can kind of see how this is going to snowball, right? That's what's been new this year is I've got all these movies that I want to watch and want to talk about and make a video for, but I don't have, if I don't have a new physical release for them, that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm trying to make sure that I own the movie for one. I either recommend the release or I got something new to kind of talk about as far as the release goes. So that's what we're doing tonight. But just to catch you up to speed, let's talk about Friday night. Because I didn't have In the Mouth of Madness, I was waiting for the 4K. I've got it on Blu-ray, I've got it on DVD, and I've got it on VHS. I wish that I had it on Laserdisc. I have burnt some brain cells to that movie. It's my favorite John Carpenter movie next to The Thing. And in another universe, we could talk about which one is better, maybe. It's probably The Thing. I watched Basket Case. This is not the 4K. I've seen the 4K. The 4K looks incredible. Frank Henenlotter film here. This is a fun movie, but this could really be a triple feature with The Stuff and Night of the Fucking Creeps, which I did not put on my list. And my second part of my list hasn't come out yet. I'm still trying to work that out, but I do love Basket Case. This Blu-ray is fine because it's already it's in the film registry. It's a great release. Arrow always does a good job. I probably should have the 4K. Not a big deal. Watched that Friday night. Needed to watch something else, so I watched a few other movies. The Ring. Yesterday, with part of a little double feature that I also did with The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which I fucking love, which, I probably should spend more time with, but I've already reviewed these videos earlier in my YouTube fucking rambling. So Saturday night I watched the new Conjuring 4 in the big screen. Now I had watched this, I had watched
illegal copy, if you will, okay, and it did not have the same effect.
It got the job done. I liked the movie, but I enjoyed it a lot more on the big screen. My wife, I don't know, I think she thought it was a little bit too long. After the Conjuring 4, that was quite a movie theater experience. I didn't know what to watch. Came home, threw on Hereditary, and it hit me exactly where I itched. I went down the Hereditary rabbit hole. I must have rewound 10 scenes multiple times because I just fucking love Hereditary so much. I got a double feature coming up with After Hours talking about that in another movie. I think next week. Hereditary fucking rocks, man. That movie gets under my skin. It's a masterpiece. Tonight we're talking about Ty West. Is this 2011 when this came out? I want to talk about The Innkeepers from Second Sight, and I want to tell you why I love this movie. I love this movie because I didn't know much about this movie when it came out. This was an accident. This was a mistake. And I think a lot of people were really disappointed with this movie, but if you'd watched House of the Devil, you really shouldn't have been, because this was just like very, very plotting, very meticulous, very thought out. And it was very like a 90s kind of Ghost Adventures, Zach Baggins kind of bullshit, you know, in a different way, right? This was Ty West kind of making almost like fun of the genre, but also having a great time in this hotel. And you know me in ghosts, you know me with anything witchy, anything with like haunted places, man. I'm a huge fan. And I had the best time at the Yankee Pedlar Inn watching the Innkeepers. I love Sara Paxton. I love the banter between her and the male character. It's just really, it's like, I don't know, man. It's not a popcorn flick because it's really slow, but I think that the Innkeepers does such a good job of telling the story and taking its time and letting the film breathe a little bit. Ty West was still pretty new, I think, when he made this film, and there is a ton of special features, and I've only watched like 2 of them. I'm talking a fucking ton on this release. We're gonna get to that in just a second. The Innkeepers tells the story of these 2 people that are watching this hotel that is going out of business, and what they really need to do is they just need to keep the lights on. And of course there's like 1 room rented, and then they've got to kind of take turns working the 7 to 7 shift. Now this hotel is known to be the haunted place of Madeline O'Malley, who had done some things, you know, for good or for bad in this hotel. And you know, she haunted the hotel, and these 2 wanted to catch it on video. This was kind of cool because in the early kind of like mid 2010s, there was a lot of this kind of like catch a ghost online, and there was these blogs and there was recordings, and I was really big into EVP. I was really big into ghost hunting for a little bit when I was younger, and I related with these characters, and I loved how Ty West gave us time to really get to know them in this hotel. I love the backstory, and I know that people are going to say, well, I don't even know what happened. Like all that. So, you know, I don't want to spoil the film if you've never seen it, but things go bump in the night in this hotel, and Sara Paxton's character gets a little bit too close for comfort with some ghosts, and she's really interested, and I think she's really believable as a character, and I think this might have been her first movie. I fucking had a blast with it, man. I have probably seen it 7 or 8 times now. I've got it on DVD. I never got it on Blu-ray. It was just kind of a sleeper pick. This is one of the best like rainy day Sunday haunted house kind of haunted hotel films. I mean, there's like hardly any gore. There's hardly any like jump scares or anything. This is just a slow, methodical, slow burn of a fucking film. And I love that about this movie. I think this is a great film. Even watching it tonight, you can put this on in the background. You can have dinner to it. You can kind of just get to know my wife doesn't love a ton of super scary movies, and this was just like a very comfortable movie for people that aren't like into super scary films, that just want to like go on a ride and tell a really small scale story. The hotel's beautiful. The amount of killing that is in this movie is interesting. The way they set up the shots. There's a little bit of backstory that I do wish had more like payoff in the end, but there's a small cast, small group of characters just having the time of their life in this fucking hotel. Let's talk about this fucking release now from Second Sight. First of all, Second Sight, man. They got some bangers coming up. They've got Maxine. They've got fucking Pearl. They have got some stuff coming out in December and November that is going to just be like, I mean, to the point to where you go, do I double dip on that movie Reanimator? Are you fucking kidding me? I did not buy that Reignite, whatever the fuck 4K, because I was just like, this thing is too expensive. I'm gonna wait. Someone's gonna get the rights to this. They're gonna put out Bride. They're gonna put out more of the Reanimator movies, and I'm just gonna fucking hold out, man. I'm just gonna wait. And thank God Second Sight got it. And then of course they're getting Possession 2, which is fucking, I didn't buy that from Umbrella, that 4K. So sometimes holding out works. Sometimes you end up like, I sure wish I had the Nightmare set, but I'm just waiting for it to get shipped. Just waiting. Okay, I got the Night of the Living Dead. We're going to talk about that later in the month. Now, let's talk about this release of the Innkeepers. Here's what you get inside. You get, of course, the Second Sight treatment, which these things smell. You got to give the sniff test, baby. It smells so fucking good. Okay, you open it up and you've got the ghost or the husband that needs to come back and see his wife on the front. You've got the welcome bell, and then you've got a 4K Ultra HD and a Blu-ray that's got special features and all that jazz on it. The 4K, because it's filmed in 2011 and because of Ty West, his background, and if you know how he kind of films his movies, I think it looks really, really good. Is it going to be release of the year based on the way the film looks? Probably not. All I had to do though, if you've got the Panasonic UB8 whatever, right, it upscales this 4K even further, and even the Blu-ray looked like a 4K. So with my 4K, I had it a little bit flat for this movie, so I needed to bump up the HDR illuminance just like 2 notches to like -2. I usually like the black to be so fucking black, like -4, -5 on my player. And this thing, once I bumped it up, crystal fucking clear, man. I could see every single fucking detail, and I'm very familiar with this movie. Had it since the release in 2011, so the actual release hits. The surround sound is going to be hit or miss for people in DTS. I want to say it's what the fuck is it? It's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not all that in a few bags of chips. DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. When there's talking going on, and this is a very dialogue heavy movie, it is right up front. Okay, if you have Dolby Atmos, it's gonna mimic that for every movie you play. I had mine cranked up to like 23. The fucking audio was super clear, and when something would happen behind me, it was like, it wasn't super, it was like overpowering when it would get super loud. When there is scares in this film, the scares come and the surround sound is beefy, it's chunky, and it's kind of wet, which I really liked. But you might have to play a little game of, is that too loud? Isn't that too loud? Like it is going to throw you off a little bit. Doesn't mean that it sounds bad, because when it's supposed to sound scary, it sounds fucking mean as shit. But there's just parts where you're like, okay, this is just dialogue heavy. There's no real background music. The actual score for this movie, also, I should have said, it's fucking great. It's just a little bit, it's got this kind of almost Candyman kind of like tinging to it. If you know what I'm talking about, that Bernard Rose, it almost kind of reminds me of that. I really do fucking like it. And then also you've got this book. Now, I just got this last week. This book, dude, this is a coffee table book. I'm making sure there's nothing that's gonna get me in trouble. I don't think there's hardly any nudity in this film anyway. There's a bathtub scene, and I mean, there's so much in this fucking book. How many pages is it, Josh? Just fucking tell us, dude. 116 pages. It's just excellent. This fucking book, dude. Everything with Second Sight, I don't know what to tell you. They just do such a stellar job. And then of course inside you've got the lobby cards. Should I open them? I don't really ever know what to do with these, and we've talked about this before, but since we're on camera, let's just unbox it and show you guys. This is a solid release. I think for 116 pages and all of the special features you can fucking shake a stick at, like so many special features. It's dumb. Zoom in on that. I'd already watched a 120 page book, dude. I'm wrong. I think it was for the front and the back, but yeah, it's got the restorations approved by Ty West. You got the dual format, UHD, Blu-ray, main feature on both. You got the commentaries. You've got all of these different little like kind of teasers and talking to the director of photography and casting a wide net, validating a moment. I've seen some of these on YouTube before. The behind the scenes I did watch is really cool. It's just a solid, it's just a really, I mean, if you like this movie, you're going to be super stoked with this release. Not only because Second Sight always does a great job, it's just beautiful to look at. I think that there's no reason. I mean, anytime I don't buy one of these big chunky box sets, I feel like I screwed up and I'm the problem. For real. I've got like the Hitcher out there, and I know everybody and their mom waited for the Hitcher for fucking years, man. And I was like, you know what? I love that movie. I've had that HBO, VHS, and DVD my whole life. I'm cool with those. And then when they released it, I was late. And so all I have is the 4K, and if it had this big chunky box, dude, it would look so much better. It just would. It would appeal to me more. But, you know, I think that if you're looking for this thing, go to the movie room right now. Type in my code BEYOND10, get 10% off your first order, and swoop this thing up. This is a killer release. Second Sight, it's got good hand feel. Like it's just very comforting. I love this fucking movie. And then the other thing I'm going to watch tonight from the movie room, let's just keep going. I've got 3 Extremes. Dude, it's got the full uncut dumplings. I'm going to watch it later though, just to make sure that I don't think there's any gore on these, but multiple discs. You got different cover art. You got a book, Three Extremes, Korean, right? Mean ass fucking movie, dude. Cannot wait. What else? You know what I want to do though right now? Since we're just talking, we're just kind of doing a little fireside chat. What I want to do is I want to get into all of these. Hold on for a second. Let me show you. Oh my God, it's so big. That's what she said. Okay, let's just pull this into frame. If you've made it to 16 minutes and you're still listening to me, God bless you, man. So right here, what we have is almost a complete Goosebumps set. I'll see if I can hold it up without spilling everything. Okay. I've got a lot of Goosebumps on DVD. They're for my son, and I had an awesome friend. So we got One Day at Horrorland, which is actually my favorite. Besides Werewolf of Fever Swamp, One Day at Horrorland is my favorite Goosebump book. And then obviously like the Night of Living Dummies, amazing. The Haunted Mask. So we've got everything you can want from Goosebumps on DVD. And this is really what I want time for. Monster Blood, dude. Are you kidding me? Give me fucking like 25 more hours of Halloween and I will go through and I will watch every single one of these and I'll review them all for you. If you're a fan of Goosebumps, man, and I got your back. All right. This is what I want to be doing with my time. I got a bunch of books over there I want to read too, but guys, until next time, until tomorrow, if you're new here, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those stupid things that YouTubers tell you to do so they can get their videos pushed up in the algorithm and people click on them and they make them feel important or whatever, you know, whatever you want to do. I don't really give a shit. But if you're a fan of these movies and you want to kind of hang out and watch me review more of them, I think that's awesome. And I see you and I appreciate you out there. Until next time, take care of yourselves. What do we got tomorrow? What are we going to do? Three Extremes? What's next? In the Mouth of Madness, maybe? Cheers.